The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you might be, and it's doubleheader day here on Retro Sports Network. Look at the camera run. That's the thing with the lights on above you that you look into and go, "Hi there, how are you?" Today we have a doubleheader for you for this Friday, September 2nd, 1988. As you join us on this August 22nd, 2024. The Twins and the Royals will do battle first. The Twins winners yesterday, thanks in no small part to Kirby Puckett's grand slam in the 8th inning. It was a 9-4 win. So what's at stake for the Twins today? If they win this game, they will have won the season series against Kansas City, which is big for a reason, at least in my universe, because if you win the season series and you end up playing a game 163 or 155 against a team to determine a playoff spot, you get the home field advantage. So if the Twins win one of the next three against Kansas City, they will have home field advantage should they end up tied. Now, the Twins, outside of Kirby Puckett, whose huge grand slam yesterday really tipped the scales in the direction of the Minnesota Twins, will also go with Alan Anderson today, looking for his 15th win. Twins win the season series if they win today or the next two, and it's possible that Oakland could pass Kansas City if it goes really downhill for the Royals this weekend for second place. As long as the Twins keep winning, they control their own destiny. The Royals desperately need this one today. They want to get out of here with no worse than a split. So, and the game two of our doubleheader will be between the Dodgers and the Mets from Shea Stadium. The Mets, pretty much won the National League East right from the get-go. The Dodgers still trail the Reds. That's not what the Dodgers need. They need something a lot more than that. And so it's a potential playoff preview. So two good ones for you today. We start from the Metrodome. It's the Twins and the Royals next. As Retro Sports Network presents 1988 Major League Replay, a doubleheader to start Labor Day weekend today. The first off from the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, it is the Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals. And the first game of this doubleheader is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And it will be Floyd Bannister versus Alan Anderson this afternoon to start. And Kirby Puckett is looking for his 200th hit of the year. And if this game should go 90 minutes or more, then there will only be one game. That's the rule for a doubleheader. So no first game can go more than 90 minutes. So let's hope that this one doesn't go 16 innings. So Alan Anderson, with the Twins having a 4-game lead, can make it 5 with, let's see, this is their game 135 for the Twins, or 134. So 28 left, including this one, and they're looking to get a 5-game bulge over the Royals. Alan Anderson making his 25th start. He's got 5 more. He is 14-3 on the year with a 2.45 ERA. That matches his real-life total. The lefty, as far as ERA goes, the lefty is 24. He throws a fastball at 85 and is a ground ball pitcher. He is 4th in the American League in ERA, and his 14 wins are good enough for 11th in the league. His last start came against these Royals in Kansas City over the weekend on the 28th in a 5-1 loss. He did not pitch all that well. He has beat him in May and lost to him in August. 7 innings, 124 pitches, 10 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. Overall, Anderson having a tremendous year, 172 in the 3rd innings, 138 hits, 51 runs, 47 earned. He's allowed 16 homers. He's walked 39 and struck out 87. And from June 20th to July 24th, he didn't lose a start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He won 8 in a row. And one of the big reasons why the Twins are in the position they're in. Here's how the Royals will line up for you. Willie Wilson will lead off in center field. Kevin Seitzer at third will bat second. George Brett at first will go third. Pat Tabler cleans up as the DH. Danny Tartable in right will bat fifth. Frank White at second will go sixth. Bo Jackson is in left. He'll bat seventh. Bill Pecota at short goes eighth. And Larry Owen will be behind the plate going ninth. Anderson can give you 7, maybe 8. Here's a defense for you for the Twins. Dan Gladden an 8 and a 7 in left. Kirby Puckett a 10 and an 8 in center. Christensen is a 2 and a 3 in right. Al Newman is a 3 at third. Greg Gagne a 5 at short. Tommy Herr a 5 at second. Gene Larkin a 3 at first. Kent Herbeck is the DH today for the Twins. And Brian Harper is a 4 and a 4 behind the plate. Anderson is 7 on the mound with a .956 fielding percentage. If the Twins win this, we will not do the third game of this set. If the Royals win this, then this will be the stream on Monday. Willie Wilson is at .256, no homers, and 30 RBI. And Anderson starts this big one with a ground ball to Gagne on the dirt over to Larkin, and that's how this one starts. 1 out. The Royals are 80 and 53. The Twins are 84 and 49. And now, going into this Friday night, September 2nd, the Royals are closer to the Athletics than they are the Twins. Kevin Seitzer at .322, 5 homers and 54 RBI. Anderson's pitch, that's into right center for a base hit. Kirby will cut it off, and Seitzer has himself a 1-out single. For George Brett, hitting .333, 20 homers, and 106 RBI. Now, Brett has already exceeded his real-life RBI total, one of the reasons why the Royals are in this thing. He's had a great year. Fly ball to right. Christensen will track this one down, and that is an out. Seitzer goes back to first. 2 out for Tabler. Pat at .332, 3 homers, and 37 RBI. Pitch from Anderson. There's a base hit into right field. Christensen again will grab it. Seitzer will round second. Christensen does not have all that good of an arm. They're going to try it anyway. Herr did not cut it off. The throw into third is certainly not in time. And runners on the corners, 2 out for Danny Tartable, hitting .259, 23 homers, and 87 RBI. So we'll have a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday schedule next week. Streams to be determined Thursday so next Thursday, a week from today, will be the Labor Day doubleheader, I think. We'll see. Pitch to Tartable, and that's a balk. Anderson is beside himself. Seitzer's going to score. You don't see many runs scored on a balk. And Anderson balked on an 0-2 count. So Tabler moves to second. Anderson and Jose Feliciano have words behind the plate. And 0-2 to Tartable. Ground ball to Herr. Tommy throws to Larkin for the out. Tuesday would be the doubleheader, not Thursday. And so Monday's stream depends on what happens here. So that'll do it. The Royals get the run on a balk. Imagine that. 1 run, 2 hits. They leave on a runner after half an inning. Royals won. Here come the Twins. So Floyd Bannister, 11 and 9 with a 4.01 ERA. And anyone watching from Toronto just gets the shivers at the mere mention of a 4.01. He's making his 26th start of the year out of 31. So 5 left after this. Floyd is 33. He throws a fastball at 86 and is a fly ball plus pitcher. He last went on the 22nd, so he's had plenty of rest. a 3-0 win over the Rangers. 7 innings, 113 pitches. He allowed just 2 hits. He scattered them, rather. He had 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Overall for Bannister, 161 2/3, 166 hits, 76 runs, 72 earned, 17 homers, 50 walks, and 75 strikeouts. And in throwing 7 shutout innings, he dropped his ERA from 4.19 to 4.01. The lineup he will face in this big game: Dan Gladden leads off in left. Tommy Herr at second will bat second. Kirby Puckett in center will go third. Gene Larkin cleans up at first. Ken Herbeck, the DH, will bat fifth. Brian Harper behind the plate will go sixth. John Christensen in right will go seventh. Greg Gagne at short goes eighth. And Al Newman at third will bat ninth. Bannister, again, he is your prototypical end of the rotation innings eater, and he could give you 8 on a good day. Defensively for the Royals, it's Bo Jackson, a 5 and an 8 in left. Willie Wilson is a 7 and a 6 in center. Danny Tarnable, a 3 and an 8 in right. Kevin Seitzer, a 6 at third. Bill Pecota makes a projection. He's an 8 at short. Frank White, a 7 at second. George Brett, a 5 at first. Larry Owen is 7 and a 4 behind the plate, and Bannister is a 7 on the mound with a .971 fielding percentage. Gladden stepping in at 248, 8 homers and 46 RBI. 1-0 Royals, bottom of the first. Gladden pops it up, left side. Pecota on out. Again, this place is packed to the gills. The Twins are 84 and 49, and they have a 4-game lead over the Royals. Tommy Herr hitting .301, 2 homers and 24 RBI. Walked him, and Herr has speed. So a 3-1 changeup hit home plate. That's great in slow pitch softball. Not so much in baseball. Here's Kirby Puckett. He has 199 hits on the year. He's hitting .362. That leads the majors, or at least the American League in batting average. He's hit 21 homers. He's driven in 104. So his next hit is 200 on the year. And in real life, he had 234. Bannister throws to first, and Herr is back. So Kirby, one of the big reasons the Twins are where they are. And there's 200 right up the middle for a Punch and Judy single. A seeing eye hit. You'll see it pop up on the screen. Kirby Puckett in 1988 has a 200 hit year. And just in case that this huge crowd, the Metrodome, didn't have enough reason to get all excited, they're standing as one as Kirby doffs the cap. So Mean Gene Larkin, the hit machine, takes a moment, digs in at 261, 8 homers and 56 RBI. The Royals need this one badly, and the Twins don't want that, obviously. Larkin strikes out. Bannister got him to chase a 2-2 curve. 2 out for Kent Herbeck. And advantage Bannister here. Good late morning. How are you, Tribe fan? Herbeck at .315, 23 homers and 93 RBI. A cat with a wife gone, looking for a place to lay down and sleep. Herbeck strikes out. So Bannister won that battle. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed, and that'll do it. Twins get a hit. Puckett's 200th. They leave on 2, and after 1, it's 1-0 Kansas City. So White, Jackson, and Pecota to face Anderson here in the second. White at 282, 8 homers, and 76 strikeouts. Base hit right center. All the way to the wall. Kirby's going to grab it, and White's into second standing. His 27th double of the year. At 38 years old, you talk about Dwight Evans in Boston having a great late career season. So is Frank White, and so is George Brett. And although we didn't know it in 1988, we thought, or we knew it then, that the sky was the limit for Bo Jackson. His hips said otherwise. And as Shakira would say, his hips didn't lie. Bo at 264, 22 homers, and 55 RBI. Tribe fan, by the way, master of Trivia Night, enough t-shirts to stay safely dressed with clean clothes for about 2 months. Has won the 40-hour work week. Congratulations. How you doing, John? Make it interesting, Midlife Crisis says. Go KC. Pitch to Bo. Fly ball, left center field. Back goes Gladden and Puckett, and that's up where Kirby hit his grand slam yesterday. So the second straight day that Bo Jackson has powered one out of the Metrodome. And the Royals have put a 3 spot on to Anderson here with Jackson's 23rd home run of the year. Bo, who swung something that looked like a Paul Bunyan toothpick throughout his career, just lashed at that one. And so the Royals are sitting pretty to start. And Anderson's ERA has jumped up to 260. Here's Pacoda at 121. No homers, a triple and 6 RBI. Pitch to Bill. Slow chopper over the mound. Gagne has it, throws to Larkin for the out. GM MLC. General manager of what? Major League Cricket? Here's Larry Owen hitting 186. No homers and 12 RBI. 3-0 Royals here. Top of the second. Owen in the left, Gladden in the corner, and Dan will make the play to retire the side. Nope, there's 2 out. Ron, you've been doing this almost 6 years. You should know it's 3 outs in an inning, not 2. Here's Willie Wilson. He's 0 for 1. Opening 9 for Anderson. 33 pitches, an inning and 2/3. 4 hits. The mammoth home run for Bo. And all 3 runs are earned. Cricket will be in the 20 Olympics. The U.S. is getting better at that. And you can do a T20 version of that. You don't even have to do the 1 days. You just do T20s. Pitch to Wilson. Up the middle, past her, into center field. So a base hit. The Royals desperately want to be on Monday. Here's Seitzer. He's singled and scored in the first. Throw to first. Willie Wilson is back. Anderson's pitch. Seitzer, a slow ground ball. Her will one-hand it over to Larkin, and that will finally retire the side. However, Bo knows baseball. A mammoth 2-run home run scored both of the Royals' runs on 3 hits. They've left on 2, no errors. And after an inning and a half, it's Kansas City 3, Minnesota nothing. So Harper, Christensen, and Gagne to face Bannister in the second. And Bryan is at 281, 2 homers, and 25 RBI. Harper rips this one into right for a base hit. And Tartable will throw it back in. The one thing I've noticed with these Twins, pretty much every time we've had them on this, there is just no quit in this team. John Christensen is at 111. That's the bad news. It's 2 for 18. He does have 2 RBI. Popped up. Left side. Pacoda. 1 out. For Gagne at 239, 15 homers, and 57 RBI. Shameless plug. Hoping by tomorrow morning that he'll have game 1 of his best of 7 between the 97 Indians and the 2016 Indians uploaded to YouTube. And if you're, I forget, what is the name of your channel? Oh, Cleveland Baseball Fan, because I'm on YouTube. 879. You should be following that. He's a good one. Pitch to Gagne. Ball 4. So first and second. A 3-1 curve high and away. So first and second, 1 out for Al Newman hitting 200. no homers, and 11 RBI. Read the right column, Ron. Should have bunted here. Newman swings back to Bannister. Only play is to first. Newman is retired. And so there's 2 out. And runners in scoring position are Harper and Gagne for Dan Gladden, who is 0 for 1. So the opening 9 for Bannister. 38 pitches, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So like Blyleven yesterday, you know that Bannister's going to give up 3, 4, 5 runs somewhere in there. But he's effective and eats innings. Pitch to Gladden. Ripped down the line and right, and that will score 2. Tartable has to go all the way to the wall. Harper scores. Gagne scores. Gladden hoofs it around second. Tartable throws to third. And Gladden has his 4th triple of the year. Again, you can't take any quarter against these Twins. They'll just keep coming and coming and coming. And that'll bring Tommy Herr, who walked his first time up. Tommy, who I don't think was happy leaving the Cardinals for Tom Brunansky, is going to now realizes that he's in the camp. If you can't beat him, join him. Gladden on third. Herr rips this one into right center, and we're tied up. Herr is into second with the 16th double of the year. I'm telling you, I don't know if they have the pitching to beat the Mets. If the West, whoever wins the West, I think Minnesota would have a decent chance. I'm not sure they can beat the Mets or the Tigers or the Red Sox, but this team is for real. Here's Kirby Puckett. He had his 200th hit of the year, his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Kirby swings, ground ball right side, base hit. Tommy Herr motors around third, and they're going to wave him home against the good arm of Tartable. The throw to Owen is in time. They got him. 85% is not 100, and they throw him out. A good throw from Tartable to Owen will end the inning. However, the Twins put up 3. Overall, they have 5 hits, and after 2, it's Kansas City 3, Minnesota 3. So Alan Anderson has been given a reprieve from the governor here. George Brett is 0 for 1. Into right center, base hit. So no one is trying out here for the Cy Young. And Brett continues to see the ball well. Here's Tabler, who singled his first time up. That's in the left. Gladden coming in. Won't get there. He'll play it on a hop. And it's first and second for the Royals and nobody out for Danny Tartable. And Tartable is taking a juicy look out there in left center and trying to figure out where he's going to put that over the plexiglass. Anderson has already thrown 51 pitches, and there's nobody out here in the third. He deals. That's into right center for a base hit. Kirby Puckett cut it off in front of Christensen, and it was shallow enough that Brett didn't round third. So the Royals have nobody out, bases loaded here in the third for Frank White, who doubled his first time up. Pitchers duel, this is not. Anderson with the bases loaded. That's a fly ball left center. Puckett should grab it. He does. Brett should tag. Kirby throws home, and Brett is safe. So the Royals go up 4-3. It was a good throw, but it was late. And here comes Bo. Bo homered in the second, his 23rd of the year, and he's driven in 57. Now, Tabler on second, Tartable on first. Anderson deals, struck him out. An 0-2 changeup got him swinging. So 2 out for Pacoda. Bill is 0 for 1. Ground ball to Larkin. He'll underhand it to Anderson for the out. And it was a loud inning for the Royals, but they only got 1 on 3 hits. They've left on 4, and after 2.5, it's Kansas City 4, Minnesota 3. Gene Larkin struck out his first time up. Ground ball left side, and that's a base hit. So in the first 2.5 and change innings, there's been 14 hits in this ball game. Here's Ken Hrbek. Hrbek struck out his first time up. Fly ball left field. Bo will make the catch, and Larkin goes back to first. So here's Harper. Brian singled and scored his first time up. In the right center. There goes Willie Wilson, and he'll make the catch, and Larkin goes back. Someone will tell me, how many of the Twins win in 87? They are, as we play the games of September 2nd, really close to matching that number. If they go 16-13 the rest of the way, they're a 100-win team in 88. John Christensen is 0 for 1. 2 out, runner on first is Larkin, and that's a base hit into right center field. Willie Wilson will clean it up. Larkin doesn't stop. He's going to third. Wilson's throw is in the infield, and with Gagne at the plate, it's runners on the corners and 2 out. So Christensen on first, Larkin on first. Gagne walked and scored in the second. Bannister has thrown a bunch of pitches, and you saw what happened to the Royals pen yesterday when they came in. They got lit right up. The 7 unearned runs. The 87 team won 85. So, really? So, the Twins win this one, or their next win. They match their win total from the year they won the World Series. I don't know where my mouse was. And Owen reminds Bannister that let's get out of this. So Larkin on third, Christensen on first. Pitch to Gagne. Ball 4. So the bases are loaded, and 2 out for Al Newman, which is probably good news for if you're a Royals fan. Newman is 0 for 1. Christensen a little bit below average speed, but with 2 out, he'll be going. So it's possible that if Newman has a base hit, the Twins could take the lead right here. Pitch to Newman. Fly ball to left. Back goes Bull in the left field corner, and he'll make the catch in foul territory. In fact, he goes up against the half wall and makes a leaning catch. Bo's athleticism saves at least 1 run, if not 2. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And after 3 here at the Metrodome, it's the Royals 4, the Twins 3. So Larry Owen, Willie Wilson, and Kevin Seitzer to face Anderson here in the 4th. Larry's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Gagne, over to Larkin. 1 out. What Anderson needs is about 3 up and down innings. Here's Willie Wilson. Willie's 1 for 2 with a single. Anderson opening 18, 72 batters, 3 1/3. It's not been pretty. 8 hits, a home run to Bo. All 4 runs are earned, and he has struck out 1. Base hit. Nope, Newman made an error. Hit off the back of Newman's glove. He's not a third baseman by trade. He's more of a shortstop. And Willie's going to reach on the air. So the first error for the Twins, and here's Seitzer. Kevin is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Throw to first, and Willie is back. Seitzer in the left center field for a base hit. And it'll be Gladden. Wilson goes to third, and the throw to third was not in time. So runners on the corners, 1 out, and it's going to be a bullpen day for everybody, I think. Brings up George Brett, who is 1 for 2. George has a single and a run scored. Royals, with 1 out here in the 4th, have 9 hits already as we cross into our normal noon time slot. Pitch to Brett. Ground ball to Gagne, should be 2. Her for 1. They get Seitzer and over to Larkin, and it is a 6-4-3 double play. So the Royals don't score, and Anderson breathes a sigh of relief. After 3.5 here in Minneapolis, it's the Royals 4, the Twins 3. So here are the standings. Minnesota by 4 over the Royals and 7.5 over the A's. In the East, the Tigers by 1 over the Red Sox and 2.5 over Toronto. The Twins, by the way, have the second best average in the American League as a team. They're hitting .278. Meanwhile, Kansas City is the second best ERA at .360. In the National League, the Mets' magic number is 17. You'll see them and the Dodgers next. Philadelphia, 13 games back. Midlife crisis hoping for a miracle wrapped inside a miracle wrapped inside a miracle. And in the West, the Reds lead the Dodgers by 3 and San Diego by 8. So it'll be Gladden, Her, and Puckett here in the 4th. Opening 18 for Bannister, 74 pitches, 3 innings, 7 hits. All 3 runs are earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. Thankfully, John, driving around the Yuengling for everyone to drink in the metropolitan Philadelphia area, is not holding his breath. You can get that in a cheesesteak. He's bringing it to you. Dan Gladden is 1 for 2. He tripled and drove in 2 in the 2nd and also scored. Pitch to Gladden. That is long gone. He ripped his 9th of the year down the line and left, and all Bo could do was turn and watch it go. And the Twins have tied this game at 4. I'm telling you, what was it, the A's back at the end of the MC Hammer days? You know, too legit to quit. That's not Oakland, that's Minnesota. And for Gladden, as we said, that's his 9th of the year. He has driven in 3 today, and it's a 4-4 tie with nobody out here in the 4th. So here is Tommy Herr. Tommy has walked, doubled, and driven in a run. There's a ground ball to short. Pacoda stabs it in the hole over to Brett. 1 out. A great play from Pacoda. Not a bad fielding shortstop. Here's Kirby Puckett. Kirby has singled twice. He now has over 200 hits on the year. Bannister deals. That's a line drive to White, and Frank grabs it. 2 out. Gene Larkin is 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. The cat is now asleep on my lap. It's going to be a pain in the butt in a minute when I go to get a drink because she's not going to be real happy. Pitch to Larkin. Struck him out. Bannister has fanned 3, but not before Dan Gladden has taken the People's Court into his own hands. His solo homer, the lone hit here in the 4th, and after 4, it's the Royals and Twins knotted at 4. So Tabler, Tarnable, and White to face Anderson. Allen has not covered himself in clover in this one. But if you're a Twins fan, neither has Floyd Bannister. Tabler pops it up. Right side. Tommy Herr by the seats makes the catch. 1 out. And I woke up the baby. Here's Tartable Danny, 1 for 2. He has singled. And he'll single again, this time past Gagne in the left. And the Royals have 10 hits. Here's Frank White. He has doubled, scored, and drove home his 77th run. Royals have 10 hits. The Twins have 8. Ground ball to her. Tommy goes to Gagne for 1. Greg throws to Larkin, and that's 2. And so halfway home on a beautiful late summer day in Burlington, Vermont, the Royals 4, the Twins 4. And somehow I didn't... Why did that get changed? It won't let me put an ad break in. Oh, well. I won't miss that penny. So here's how we got here in a 4-4 tie. Let me see what I can do here. Why is monetization off? Oh, well. Anyway, well, that sucks. So, no ads in this one. And so if you're watching this later on YouTube, I don't know why the ads didn't get put on. Okay, so in the first, Kansas City scored on a balk by Alan Anderson to score Kevin Seitzer 1-0. In the second, Bo Jackson smashed his second homer in as many days to make it 3-0 Royals. Yeah, he put that one in the left center pretty much where he did in yesterday's game to make it 3-0 Kansas City. Then back came the Twins. They got 3 in the second. Dan Gladden a 2-run triple to make it 3-2. Then Tommy Herr with a double to make it 3-3. In the third, Frank White a sac fly to make it 4-3. And then in the fourth, Dan Gladden hit his 9th of the year. So he's 2 for 3 with a triple and a homer, and he's driven in 3 to make it 4-4. So Floyd Bannister and Alan Anderson are not on the cover of Pitching is Beautiful today. Bannister an 8-hitter through 4. All 4 runs are earned. And Anderson's allowed 10 hits through 5, and all 4 runs are earned. And so I never did get that drink. So hold on a second. There we go. So here's Herbeck. Ken is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Bannister, 90 pitches through 4. That's not good. Into left field, Bo coming in, rides a Schwinn, 1 out. For Brian Harper, Brian 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. There's a line drive to left. Bo slides and makes the catch. So here's John Christensen. John singled his first time up, or singled his last time up, rather. He is 1 for 2. Ground ball to Pacoda over to Brett. And the Twins go 1-2-3 in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 5, Royals 4, Twins 4. So here comes Bo. Bo is 1 for 2. It is 23rd of the year in the second. He's now driven in 57. He has made 2 outstanding plays in the field to either rob the Twins of a run or 2, or certainly to take a couple hits away. Anderson starts, struck him out. Oh, 1-2 fastball, got him swinging. 1 out for Bill Pecota. Bill is 0 for 2. There's a line drive to right. Christensen will grab it on a hop. And that's the 11th hit for the Royals. So here's Larry Owen. Larry is 0 for 2. 4 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Royals. They've left on 5 in this one. The Twins, 4 runs, 8 hits, an error, and so far they have left on 6. Pecota goes back. Anderson in his last inning, probably, goes to the plate. And that is flared into right field for a hit. So Pecota, with good speed, and Christensen with a mediocre arm at best, is trying for third. Christensen throws this one hard. The play at third, I don't think it's going to be that close, and it is not. So Pecota's into third. Runners in the corners, 1 out for Willie Wilson, who is 1 for 3. Willie has singled. Alan Anderson, 27 batters, 103 pitches, 5 in the third, 12 hits. Ugh. A home run, that was Bo's, and 2 strikeouts. Harper and Anderson have a word. Allen delivers. Base hit, right center field. Pecota's going to score. The Royals go up 5-4. Kirby Puckett throws it back in, and there's still 1 out. Kelly will give Anderson Seitzer, and then it's Will C. So Owen with my speed on second, and Wilson, who has speed to burn, on first. Seitzer is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored. Anderson deals. That hit the mound and scampers off into right field, if you could believe it. What the heck is on that mound? That thing ricocheted. Actually, that hit off of Anderson's foot. Ah! Mike in the truck, how are you? Watching at work. It's nice you got that dealership at the MGM Grand finally. So Anderson's day is done. Juan Berenguer gets the call. We got a pitching change. This game coming to you from the Metrodome in Minneapolis. So Berenguer, 34. Fastball at 95. He is 8-4 with a 3.13 ERA. He last pitched against the Rangers on August 29th in a 10-4 win. He got the 11-out save. Would you imagine that? He threw 94 pitches out of the pen. There's a bunch of, sabermetricians that just passed out. He allowed 4 hits. A run it was earned. He walked 5 and struck out 5. 97 2/3 innings for Juan, 69 hits, 37 runs, 34 earned. He's allowed 3 homers. He has walked 62 and struck out 92. So bases loaded, 1 out for the Royals here in the 6th. Larry Owen on third, Willie Wilson on second, Kevin Seitzer on first for George Brett, who is 1 for 3. He has singled, scored his 100th run of the year, and grounded into a double play. Fly ball to right, Christensen into foul territory, and does not get it. Somebody from Young America, Minnesota, made that catch, and the count is 2-2 to Brett. Back to Richmond at the old job at AAA. Well, he goes to the casino now for sightseeing. They must have some. Is that one of those places where it actually has some good night, concerts and stuff as well? Because that's what they do up here. Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun in New England. Pitch to Brett. There's a ground ball to Gagne. They'll go to the plate for Owen, and he is in there. It's 6-4. Gagne thought he could get the lead runner, had a better chance at him than the double play, and they get nobody. So here's Tabler. Pat is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. So Wilson on third, Seitzer on second, Brett on first. And maybe, just maybe, the Royals want more airtime when we're back with you Monday. Pitch to Tabler. Base hit right field. Wilson's going to score. Seitzer rounds third. And they got Brett picked off a second. Hurd to Gagne, and they got him. So it goes 9-4-6. No, it does not. Brett got back to the bag. And so now it's 7-4. I thought they had Brett dead to rights. He got back to the bag. He thought Seitzer was going to score. Anyway, Juan Berenguer hasn't retired anybody yet. And the Royals have 15 hits. Tarnable has 2 of them. Danny has singled twice. Struck him out. 2 out. 2-2 fastball tipped in the glove of Brian Harper. So here is Frank White. Frank is doubled. 1 for 2. He has scored and driven in a run. Yep, lots of concerts and stand-up comedy. Small venue, though. Been to both Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods when you weren't up in Connecticut. We have a small comedy club here in town. I went once for improv night. They do draw some decent games, but that is the smallest stage I've ever seen. I think my high school auditorium was bigger than that. Pitch to White. There's a ground ball past her. Seitzer's going to score. Kirby picks it up. Brett rounds third. He's going to score. 9-4, and the Royals have the same score as the Twins did the other day. So the Royals respond in full here. And here comes Bo. Bo is 1 for 3. His 2-run shot in the second was an absolute bomb in the bleachers in left center. He is also struck out twice. First and second for Bo. Ground ball to Gagne. Over to her, and that'll do it. The Royals score 5 on 6 hits and no errors. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Kansas City 9, Minnesota 4. So Gagne, Newman, and Gladden. Let's see if the Twins can climb this mountain. Pitch to Gagne. That's into right center. Wilson moving over. He'll make the catch. 1 out. Gagne has scored, but he's 0 for 1 now. Al Newman's 0 for 2. Fly ball, left field. Bo, 2 out. You, Mr. Mike in the truck, are in the same neighborhood as Baseball Demos. Did you know that? Dan Gladden, by the way, homered in the second. He tripled to start the game and then homered in the second. He now has 9 on the year and has driven in 49. Bannister's pitch. Ball 4, so Gladden draws the 2-out walk. And that'll bring up Tommy Hurd. Tommy's 1 for 2, a double, an RBI, and a walk. The Royals have 16 hits in the ball game through 5.5. The Twins have 8. Hurd chops it to third. Seitzer straddles the line, throws to second, and the side is retired. So Seitzer, another great play. Twins get a hit. They'll leave a runner. No hits, rather. They'll leave a runner on. We go to the 7th in game 1. 9-4 Royals. So Pacoda, Owen, and Wilson to face Berenguer here in the 7th. Bill is 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Chopper to Gagne. Over to Larkin. 1 out. Larry Owen. They tried to get Owen scoring in the 6th and could not do it. Larry hit the oxygen bottle rather hard, waiting for the inning to end as he put his stuff back on. He's 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Struck him out. Berenguer got him, chasing on a full count fastball. Yeah. No, I didn't know that. Which YouTuber? David Baseball Demos. He's one of the original ones to stream a lot of stuff. Willie Wilson is 2 for 4, by the way. He has singled twice, driven in a run, and scored. He'll pop in here once in a while. He is the master of the pun. Pitch to Willie. There's a ground ball to Larkin, and Gene will take it at the bag, and we hit stretch time here in game 1, 9-4 Royals. It'll be Puckett, Larkin, and Herbeck to face a tiring Floyd Bannister here in the 7th. Kirby is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. If the Royals win this, it'll be game 3 of the set, Monday at noon Eastern. If the Twins come back to win this, we'll find something else to do Monday at noon Eastern. The Mets and Dodgers from Shea are next regardless. Pitch to Kirby. There's a fly ball to left. Back goes Bull. 1 out. Gene Larkin is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. Bannister deals. That's hit hard in the left. Bo in foul territory makes the catch, and that'll do it for Floyd. So 6 2/3 for Floyd. Israel Sanchez coming in to pitch. Sanchez making his 15th appearance. He's 25 years old, 2-1, a 3.77 ERA, fastball at 87, and a ground ball plus pitcher. He's a lefty, and Herbeck's a lefty hitter. Sanchez last pitched on the 29th against the Indians in an 8-6 loss. He went 1/3 of an inning. He threw 12 pitches, allowed a hit and a walk. Overall, Sanchez, he's a clean guy. 31 innings, 35 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned. He's allowed 3 homers. He's walked 13 and struck out 12. Herbeck is 0 for 3. In the left center, in comes Willie Wilson, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Twins go in order in the 7th. After 7-9-4, Kansas City. So Seitzer, Brett, and Tabler to face Berenguer here in the 8th. Kevin, 3 for 4. He has singled 3 times and scored twice. Ball 4. So Seitzer draws the walk. Berenguer has struggled. Hitting in 2/3, 2 hits, a number of runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. George Brett is 1 for 4. He has singled, scored twice, driven in a run. He's 107th. And grounded into a double play. That's what I was looking for. Berenguer and Harper have a word. Juan from the set. Ground ball to Gagne. Only play is to Larkin. Seitzer moves to second for the out. So Brett retired. Pat Tabler has singled 3 times today. He's 3 for 4. 9-16-0 for the Royals. They've left on 7. 4-8-1 for the Twins. They've left on 7. And Kurt Stillwell will pinch hit. Why not? No, he's 3 for 4, for goodness sakes. Base hit, left center field. Seitzer's going to round third, and I imagine will not. Oh, he didn't go. So Tabler looked at John Wathan and went, "Why would you want to pinch hit for me?" Here's Chartable. Tabler's 4 for 5 today, and he's hitting .342 on the year. You don't pinch hit for that. Danny Chartable is 2 for 4. He has singled twice and struck out. In the left, Gladden makes the catch. Seitzer tags and scores without a throw, and we got ourselves a convoy now. It's 10-4, Kansas City. So here's White, 2 for 3, a double and 3 RBI. He's now driven in 79 on the year. Tabler on first, White into right field. Christensen makes the catch on the track, and that will take care of business. Kansas City making it academic, a run on a hit and no errors. After 7.5, they lead 10-4. Don't forget, doubleheader here. Dodgers and Mets from Shea next. Brian Harper, 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Ground ball to Seitzer, over to Brett for the out. So 1 away for John Christensen, who can hit a lefty time. And it's going to be, do I want to go with Loudner? They'll go with Lombardozzi. They got Randy Bush to play right. As a pinch hitter, Lombardozzi hitting .429. Overall, 199, 2 homers and 20 RBI. Draws the walk. So Lombardozzi on first, 1 out for Gagne, who's 0 for 1. He has walked twice and scored once. Little ground ball down to Seitzer. Kevin picks it up before it rolls foul, throws to first, and Gagne is retired. Lombardozzi moves on to second, 2 out for Al Newman. Al is 0 for 3. Ground ball to Brett. Takes it to the bag himself, and that will take care of business. We have played 8 here. It's Kansas City 10, Minnesota 4. So Mark Portugal gets to come in to pitch the 9th. He's 26, 24th appearance, 2-1, a 5.45 ERA. Fastball at 87 and a fly ball plus pitcher. Portugal, last pitch on August 3rd, an 11-4 loss to Toronto, where he got Christmas treed. 2 2/3, 55 pitches, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. 38 innings, 40 hits, 23 runs, all earned. 5 homers, he's walked 14 and struck out 21. It'll be Bo, Jackson, Pacoda, and Owen to face him in the 9th. Bo is 1 for 4. His home run in the 2nd made it 3-0 Kansas City. Into center field, that's a base hit. So Dodgers and Mets to follow. This one has been not all that in a bag of chips. Maybe a bag of kale chips. How you doing, Gus? So much Twins and Royals, and the remote isn't working. And with Kansas City's win, they're on Monday now, too. Mets and Dodgers next. Pacoda is 1 for 4. Bill has singled and scored. The reason why we're doing so many of this is because this is the last time they are scheduled to meet in '88, unless the season finishes with a flat-footed tie. In comparison, the Reds and the Dodgers have 2 weekend series coming up as the season goes on. I don't think anyone thought it would be Minnesota and Kansas City battling for the West. Pitch to Pacoda. Struck him out. Portugal got him on an 0-2 fastball. So 1 out for Larry Owen, who's 1 for 4. If the Twins are going to pull off the miracle of miracles, Gladden, her, and Puckett in the 9th. Owen 1 for 4. Left center. In comes Kirby. Makes the catch, and Jackson goes back. Back in the 80s, I'd have been cool with it because they weren't on TV all that much in New York. But he only wants the teams he roots for now. Who are those? Willie Wilson is 2 for 5. He singled twice, RBI, and a run scored. One of the big things, of course, with cable and now streaming is that, you know, these games, this would have been, in 90, this would have been the lead off of the ESPN Friday doubleheader. Today, it would have been the Apple TV game of the day. Pitch to Wilson. There's a base hit in the left field. Gladden will pick it up. Thing is that, you know, you kind of hope for these games to be close, and this has been anything but. They aren't trying for Bo. Willie Wilson has 3 hits today. Seitzer has 3 hits. Tabler with 4. Tartable, White, and Bo have 2. In fact, every Royal has reached. 19 hits for Kansas City. Seitzer is 3 for 4 with a walk. Struck him out, and that'll do it. Seitzer chased a fastball. No runs, 2 hits. The Royals have left on 10, but when you've scored, 10 doesn't matter. After 8.5, Kansas City 10, Minnesota 4. Red Sox and Dodgers. But I watch a lot of Yankees and Mets. Yeah, Mets are fun. Who would have thought it was Grimace? That would bring out the best in the Mets. Not that $300 zillion payroll. Jamie, how are you? It'll be Gladden, her, and Puckett to face Sanchez here in the 9th. Gladden 2 for 3, a home run and 3 RBI. Should this hold? Bo Jackson, your digitalized player of the game. Pitch to Dan. Base hit, left field. Bo, you speak of him highly, and then gets the infamous broadcaster's jinx. 9th hit for the Twins, and Gladden has 3. Here's Tommy Herr. Tommy 1 for 3, a double, a walk, and an RBI. Gladden has 25 steals, but you're not stealing down 6. White, Pacoda. Oh, Herr's going to reach. So no throw. Should have been 2. 1 out for Kirby Puckett, who's 2 for 4. Kirby, 2 singles today, 201 base hits on the year. Ground ball to Seitzer. This might do it. Nope, they're going to get Kirby at first, so 2 out. Her on second. For Gene Larkin, who is 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out twice. Last chance saloon for the Twins. You get your Mets in a minute, Gus. Ground ball to White, and that will take care of business. The Royals win this one by the score at 10-4. So 3 hours and 57 fake minutes. The Royals 10 runs, 19 hits, and no errors, and they left on 10. The Twins 4 runs, 9 hits, and error, and they left on 9. So Floyd Bannister 6 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs all earned, a homer. He's walked 4 and struck out 3. Israel Sanchez 7 outs to face 9 batters, which is pretty good. Alan Anderson, a rough one, 5 1/3. He drops to 14 4. He allowed 14 hits, 8 runs all earned, a homer to Bo, and struck out 2. He had plus stuff. Really? Berenguer did not pitch well, 2 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. And Mark Portugal got his arm loose after being gone for a month. So can't give you a commercial, and I'm not sure why. So I'm gonna look into that, and we'll get set up for game 2 right after this. Talk amongst yourselves. La da da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Why isn't this showing me? All right, hold on 1 second. It says it's on. I don't know why it wasn't going to let me put it. Now it does it. All right, we'll be back after this. And so we go to Shea Stadium for this big one between the Dodgers and the Mets. And if real life happens again, this is a matchup in the National League Championship Series. The Mets are 80-52. The Dodgers are 74-58. Tim Leary going for the Dodgers. Ron Darling going for the Mets on a Chamber of Commerce night in Queens. 70 miles an hour, clear skies, light breeze blowing in off the sound at 3. Darling making his 28th appearance on the year, is 28 years old. Fastball at 89, a fly ball pitcher, 11-7 with a 3.87 ERA. That's pretty high for him. But the rest of his numbers are pretty much in line. He last pitched on the 27th against the Giants in a 6-2 win. He went 7 innings, 114 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. So 193 innings for Ron, 191 hits, 84 runs, 83 earned. How you doing, Replay Sports Channel? 21 homers, 53 walks, and 123 strikeouts. This will be the lineup he'll face. It's Steve Sachs leading off at second. Mike Scioscia batting second for Tommy Lasorda's Dodgers. Behind the plate, Kirk Gibson in left will go third. Mike Davis cleans up in right. John Shelby in center will bat fifth. Franklin Stubbs at first goes sixth. Tracy Woodson at third will bat seventh. Alfredo Griffin at short goes eighth. And Timmy Leary on the mound will bat ninth. Darling, on a good day, can give you 8. Kevin McReynolds, as we set the Mets defense for you, is a 5 and a 9 in left. Mookie Wilson is a 6 and a 3 in center. Darryl Strawberry is 6 and a 7 in right. Howard Johnson is a 3 at third. Kevin Elster a 5 at short. Greg Jeffries, who got the call-up to be eligible for the playoffs for the Mets, is a 2 at second. Keith Hernandez a 10 at first. Gary Carter an 8 and a 5 behind the plate. And Darling is a 7 on the mound with a 945 fielding percentage. Sachs at 287, 5 homers and 34 RBI. And so all that, we get ready for game 2 of our double dip. Darling starts it with a ground ball past Elster for a base hit. So Elster, not the world's best shortstop. And Sachs gets on with a single. Here's Scioscia hitting .214, 3 homers and 39 RBI. The Dodgers have some work to do. They are behind the Reds as we go into the last month of the season. And the Mets pretty much printed playoff tickets the first week of the season. There goes Sachs. Hit and run is on. Elster's only play is to first, and Scioscia is retired. I will say this. As far as the game engine goes, they are a lot more aggressive on the base paths all the time. So here's Kirk Gibson. Gibson at 275, 23 homers, and 80 RBI. Think of it this way as we move on. With the Tigers now in first place in the American League East, and the Dodgers, as we said, they have some work to do to make the playoffs. Wouldn't it be crazy if the World Series were the Dodgers and the Tigers? The middle 3 games of the World Series will be at the American League Park. Pitch to Gibby. Ground ball to Jeffries, over to first, and Gibson's retired. Mike Davis hitting .216, a homer, and 21 RBI. And you go back to 84, and Gibson with the 2 home runs in Game 5 against San Diego is an absolute folk hero and legend in Detroit. Embarrassingly, Jamie says, my first introduction to Sachs, Scioscia, and Strawberry was The Simpsons. I don't know how old you are, but I bet you weren't the only one. For Mr. Smithers or Mr. Burns' old-time softball team. Pitch to Davis. Fly ball, left center. Mookie's there, and that'll do it. So the Dot makes a leaping catch on the grass to retire the side. Dodgers get a hit. That's it. After half an inning, Dodgers, nothing. Here come the Mets. So Tim Leary will turn on and not tune out. He's 30 years old, making his 28th start. He is 12-9 with a 2.79 ERA. He throws an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, and he is a ground ball pitcher. Get rid of those sideburns, Mattingly. He made Darryl cry. Yep. Leary, last pitch on the 27th, a 3-1 win over Philly, although he didn't get the decision. He went 6, 116 pitches, 5 hits, a run it was earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Leary has thrown 190 in the 3rd innings, 168 hits, 64 runs, 59 earned. He's allowed 10 homers. He's walked 42 and struck out 138. He's got 3 shutouts on the year. He took down the Cubs, the Reds, and that's big, and Atlanta. Living in St. Petersburg in the 80s, they got to see a lot of the Mets down at Al Lang. Yep. Mookie Wilson was a trip. His kid is pretty good, too. There's a lineup the Mets will throw out this evening. It'll be Mookie Wilson leading off in center. The kid Greg Jeffries, just a 21-year-old baby, at second, will bat second. Keith Hernandez at first will go third. Darryl Strawberry, the grizzled vet in right, will clean up. Kevin McReynolds in left will bat fifth. Howard Johnson at third goes sixth. Gary Carter behind the plate will bat seventh. Kevin Elster at short goes eighth. Ron Darling on the mound goes ninth. And Leary, who is 30 years old, can give you eighth. Defensively for the Dodgers, Kirk Gibson is a 5 and a 3 in left. John Shelby a 5 and a 5 in center. Mike Davis a 3 and an 8 in right. He's got the best arm. Tracy Woodson a 3 at third. Alfredo Griffin a 7 at short. Steve Sachs a 4 at second. Franklin Stubbs a 5 at first. Scioscia a 9 and a 6 behind the plate. And Leary is a 7 on the mound with a .983 fielding percentage. Mookie stepping in at 309, 8 homers, and 27 RBI. Right back to Leary, over to Stubbs, 1 out. So Greg Jeffries, 5 for 15 since getting called up. That'll make those baseball cards worth a ton. He's hit 2 homers and driven in 5. Game 133 for both teams. Mets are 80 and 52. And well in command in the East over the Phillies. The Dodgers are 74 and 58. And they trail the Reds by 3, I think. Jeffries rips this one in the left for a base hit. He can steal, too. Keith Hernandez at 294. 11 homers and 46 RBI. Leary goes to the plate. Right back to Tim. Going to get 2. Sacks for 1, Stubbs for 2. How about that? Leary went by the first base side of the rubber, picked it up, and threw an absolute strike to Sacks to get the force there. And it was an easy 1-4-3 double play. Mets get a hit. Don't leave anybody on. After 1, no score. So Shelby, Stubbs, and Woodson to face Darling here in the second. Now, granted, Jamie, who lives in Ireland, you could put your greatest hurling stars on The Simpsons, and it would be the first time we got any of those references too. Shelby at 273, 6 homers and 40 RBI. Ground ball to Jeffries. Over to Hernandez for the out. Franklin Stubbs at 224, 6 homers and 22 RBI. And Strat, that would have been a 2BA for Hernandez. Yep. Well, not a Taylor play double play ball. Actually, that would have been a GBPX. And the split roll would have been a 20. Stubbs waves the bat back and forth, 1 out. Fly ball, right field. Strawberry, 2 out. With Tracy Woodson hitting 275, 2 homers and 20 RBI. Because we're getting to the point where we could actually talk about LCSs, the American League one will start in the East. So Detroit, Boston, or Toronto. Best of 7, with the middle 3 being in the West. Minnesota, Kansas City, or possibly Oakland. The National League Championship Series will start in the West. Pitch to Woodson. Fly ball to right. Second verse for Strawberry is the same as the first, and that will take care of business. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the second here in New York, no score. So speaking of Strawberry, hitting 266, Darrell is 30 homers and 94 RBI. So the National League Championship Series will either start in Cincinnati or Los Angeles. Maybe San Diego. And the Mets get the weekend 3 in New York. The World Series will start in the National League home park. Popped up. Sosha. Waits. 1 out. For Kevin McReynolds, hitting 278, 22 homers and 80 RBI. And that ball is gone. He ripped that one around the pole here in left field. That hit the Armatron ad, and the Mets go up 1-0. An absolute no-doubter off the bat of Kevin McReynolds, his 23rd of the year. Gibson knew that was gone. The only question was where that was going to land. And if you're a Met fan, it was on the correct side of the foul pole. So 1-0 New York. Howard Johnson at 234, 18 homers and 65 RBI. That's into center. Shelby has it for the out. 2 away for Gary Carter, hitting 242, 10 homers and 41 RBI. Leary takes a moment to rub up the baseball. That ball was hit well, too. Right back to Tim, over to Stubbs, and that will retire the side. So the Mets, however, get the home run from Kevin McReynolds. That's the lone hit, and after 2, it's the Mets 1, the Dodgers nothing. So Griffin, Leary, and Sachs. Alfredo at 205. No homers and 14 RBI. Drops one down. Carter picks it up. Jeffries is there for the out, one away. So that'll bring up Leary. Tim can hit. 317, no homers, and 5 RBI. Red Sox and Dodgers, Andrew Rodnack. Does that mean you stay up late at night to watch the package? Leary strikes out. Darling got him on a 1-2 curve. Opening 9 for Darling. 29 pitches. 2 2/3. A hit and a strikeout. The hit is Steve Sachs. He singled to start the ballgame. Won't this time. Jeffries has it on a hard hop over to Hernandez, and that'll take care of the Dodgers. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the third here in our second game. Mets 1, Dodgers nothing. Kevin Elster at 217. 8 homers and 32 RBI. Pitch from Leary. Popped up. Shelby runs in, rides a Schwinn, makes the catch, 1 out. For Ron Darling, Ron, a lot like this Ron, not much of a hitter. He's hitting .082 with 2 RBI, 5 for 61. I actually listen more to them on the satellite radio. Wife takes TV to watch the Evil Empire. Da 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 da. Yes, I'm sorry about that. Pitch to Darling. There's a ground ball to Griffin. Over to Stubbs for the out. And Darling is retired 2 away from Mookie Wilson. Mookie is 0 for 1. So Leary's opening 9, 33 pitches, 2 2/3, 2 hits, and the home run to McReynolds. The lone blemish. Hasn't walked or struck out anybody. Mookie with an 8-game hitting streak to Griffin. Over to Stubbs. And that'll take care of business here. So a pitcher's duel here in New York. No runs, no hits, no errors. Mets 1, Dodgers nothing. So Socha, Gibson, and Davis to face Darling here in the 4th. Mike is 0 for 1. Fly ball, right field. Strawberry will turn and watch that go. You see where the hip is on the scoreboard in right field? Well, Mike Socha nearly parked one off of that. That's his 4th of the year, and this one's tied at 1. And somewhere on a farm in Washington, a goat is cheering. So 1-1 the score. And as Kirk Gibson steps in, we can tell you that this is the last 3 times these two teams are scheduled to meet. The Mets lead the season series 6-3. And when these two teams met in New York around Memorial Day, Mets took 2 of 3. When they met last weekend at Dodger Stadium, the Mets took 2 of 3. Here's Gibby. He's 0 for 1. Ground ball foul, third base side. And somebody that lives near the Belt Parkway made that play. Foul ball, left side. McReynolds can't get there. And another souvenir. This time for someone that actually lives in Staten Island. So 2-2 the count. Ground ball past Hernandez on the right side, and Gibson has himself a single. So 3rd hit for the Dodgers. Here's Mike Davis. He's 0 for 1. There goes Gibby. The throw down to Elster, and Kirk has his 30th steal of the year. So the go-ahead run in scoring position in a 1-ball count to Davis. Mike is 0 for 1. Darling's pitch Slow chopper to Hernandez, and Keith is going to make that play 100 times out of 99. Gibson moves over to third. It's 3-U on the ground ball. 1 out for John Shelby, who's 0 for 1. Fly ball to right. Strawberry. Did he get there? He did. He made the catch, but he was at such an angle. Gibson with a heads-up play. He leaves third and scores. Strawberry had to reach into the stands, and the seas did part for him. But Gibson, being the eagle-eyed player that he is, waited to see where Strawberry was looking when he made the catch and had about 5 steps down the line before Darrell could turn and throw it. So a heads-up play, and the Dodgers are up 2-1. Franklin Stubbs is 0 for 1. You can't blame that one on Strawberry. That was just kind of sliced so far down the line. That is just a heads-up play from Kirk Gibson. Pitch to Stubbs. There's a ground ball to Hernandez. Takes it to the bag himself, and now he'll retire the side. How would you score that one? Do that one in Strat? Anyway, Dodgers get 2 runs. The solo homer from Socha and the sac fly that scored Gibson on 2 hits and no errors. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Dodgers 2, the Mets 1. So young Mr. Jeffries, Hernandez, and Strawberry here in the 4th. Greg singled his first time up. Fly ball, right field. Davis, same part of the ballpark, will make the catch or the out, 1 away. You don't see it that often. And people who may be casual baseball fans may not know that that's the rule. You can go on a foul ball. You run at your own risk. Which is what my mouth says to me all the time. You can run at me at your own risk. Keith Hernandez grounded into a double play his first time up. Slow chopper to sack. Steve almost in on the grass. Throws to first. Hernandez retired. 2 out for Darryl Strawberry. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to show you the stats and standings. Darryl Strawberry's 0 for 1. Struck him out, and we've played 4. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 4 in game 2, Dodgers 2, Mets 1. So the standings haven't changed, except for that Royals are now 3 back of Minnesota. But we can show you some leaders in the National League. Gerald Perry is leading the NL in batting average at .313. Palmeiro, Grace, and Dawson are .345, but yet the Cubs are 17.5 back. Danny Jackson, one of the reasons why the Reds are in the position they're in, 3 games out in front. He leads the National League at ERA at .226. Then Gooden, DeSays, and Ojeda. Darryl Strawberry has 30 homers. Dwight Gooden has 18 wins. Eric Davis, 98 RBI. Vince Coleman, 79 stolen bases. Eric Davis in slugging. Jim Gott, 32 saves. Nolan Ryan has struck out 218. Dodgers the second best offense in the National League, the Mets third. Dodgers the best pitching in the National League, the Mets second. Woodson is 0 for 1. Looking at the Strat Fielding chart now, need a 1 next to the player advanced runner 1 base. Okay. Right field, Strawberry, 1 out. Griffin is 0 for 1. The heart button got in the way of that, so there's a word missing that I can't see. Darling's pitch. Popped up. Right side. That's going to be Jeffrey's ball. Greg waits for it. Makes a catch. 2 out for Tim Leary, who struck out his first time up. I don't think you could do that in a basic either, because the foul out, I believe, is just to the catcher. Pitch to Leary. That's a base hit in the right center field. Strawberry cut it off, and that's the 4th hit for the Dodgers. So Darling 18 batters deep. 62 pitches, 4 2/3. The home run to Socha. 4 hits, both the runs are earned, and a strikeout. Runner on first is Leary. Ground ball to third from Sachs to Hojo. Over to Hernandez, and Steve is out on a bang-banger. Halfway home on a nice day here in Burlington, Vermont in Game 2. Dodgers 2, Mets 1. Well, I forgot to look where I placed the ad, so I'm hoping that I didn't talk over what you were supposed to be watching. If you joined us late, in the first one, Kansas City beat Minnesota 10-4. It's too bad those games haven't been very good. And we'll see if we actually do the third one from that. So those two teams have split their 4-game set so far. Minneapolis. Here at Shea, the Dodgers are up 2-1. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. A run on 2 hits and no errors for the Mets. McReynolds, a home run in the second to make it 1-0. In the fourth, Mike Socha hit a solo homer to right to make it 1-1. And then John Shelby, a sac fly a moment ago to make it 2-1. So Tim Leary, a 2-hitter through 4. He has struck out 1. And Ron Darling, a 4-hitter through 5. And he has also struck out 1. Speaking of homers, Kevin McReynolds hit 1 in the second, his 23rd of the year. He's 1 for 1. Ground ball to Sachs, over to Stubbs for the out. I don't want to make you watch another Royals-Twins game if you don't want to. Howard Johnson is 0 for 1. Ground ball again to Sachs, this time behind the bag at second, over to Stubbs for the out. 2 out for Gary Carter, who was 0 for 1. Pitch to Carter. Popped up right side. Davis will make the catch, and that'll do it. Mets go in order after 5-2-1 Dodgers. So here's Socha, who homered his last time up. Mike is 1 for 2. He hit his 4th. Dodgers would get 2 in the inning, and that's why they lead it 2-1. Struck him out. Darling got him on a 1-2 curve. For Kirk Gibson, who's 1 for 2, he is singled, stole a base, and scored. He was the real-life MVP. The computer is giving it to Eric Davis, who is hitting .302, has hit 27 homers, and 98 RBI, which is a Triple Crown bid if there ever was one. Pitch to Gibby. There's a high fly ball to right, and that's gone. That one bounced off the scoreboard. And Kirk Gibson has given the Dodgers a 3-1 lead. His 24th of the year. An absolute no-doubter. That's one of those ones where you hear it pop off the bat, and then you hear, uh-oh, out of the crowd. So it's 3-1 LA. And here's Mike Davis. He's 0 for 2. So Darling, again, it won't matter now because I think the Mets... How do I get the replay to work in action? All right. I don't have the mouse on that you can see. But if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, there are 3 buttons. There's a B, there's an R, and there's a V. The B brings up the box score. That's how I do the summary halfway through the game. The R just replays the text in the text box. And the V is a replay, is the video chalkboard, and you can do that for any play. And Mickey Hatcher is going to pinch hit. Hatcher, as a pinch hitter at 255 to a 9 RBI. Overall, he's hitting 295, a homer, and 25 RBI. Yep, that's what they're for. Pitch to Hatcher. There's a ground ball to Darling, first base side of the rubber, over to Hernandez for the out, 2 away. And if you want to know how to make the card pop up, you just mouse over the player. So there's John Shelby, who has an RBI sac fly. He's 0 for 1. And here's a picture of Keith Hernandez picking his nose at first. No, not really. I like Keith Hernandez. And so that's how you get the card to pop up. Pitch to Shelby. There's a ground ball to Hernandez. He's not picking his nose. He takes it to first, and that will retire the side. However, Kirk Gibson hits a monstrous home run. That's the lone hit for the Dodgers in the inning. After 5.5, they lead it 3-1. So Elster, Darling, who will keep in the game, and Mookie Wilson to face Leary. Kevin is 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to Griffin. He'll have to wait for it. Over to Stubbs, and he's going to reach. The throw got away from Stubbs. That's Griffin's 10th error of the year. That was a bad throw, and Elster is on first. It did not go in the dugout. It hit off the top of the glove, and that was that. So here's Darling. Ron is 0 for 1. Stubbs and Woodson play for the bunt. Darling will give it. Stubbs charges in. He'll go to Sachs for the out there, and Elster moves to second. 1 out. So that'll bring up Mookie Wilson. He's 0 for 2. And if you never saw this, you mouse over Gus, the player's name in the box above the play-by-play, and it'll tell you exactly what they've done in the game. And so in Mookie Wilson's case, he's grounded to the pitcher and grounded to short. On an 8-game hitting streak, he's 0 for 2 in this one. Larry, 18 batters, 64 pitches, 5 1/3, 2 hits, the home run to McReynolds, and a strikeout. Pitch to Mookie, got him. That's 2 for Larry. An 0-2 fastball, got him looking. Just in case Jamie's still watching, I haven't put him to sleep. So there's plenty of tricks on the screen. And I forget, we've been doing this for 6 years, what people have seen and what they haven't seen. Greg Jeffries, you've seen him before. Some of you invested heavily in his rookie cards. He's 1 for 2 with a single. 2 out here in the 6th, 3-1 Dodgers. Larry delivers. Jeffries, third base side of the rubber for Larry, throws it over to Stubbs, and that will retire the side. Mets get an error and can't do anything more than that. No runs, no hits, and that's the first runner they have left on in the ball game. We go to the 7th. It's 3-1 Dodgers. So Stubbs, Woodson, and Griffin to face Darling here in the 7th. Franklin is 0 for 2. Got him. That's 3 for Darling. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. Brings up Tracy Woodson, who is 0 for 2. That's to right at Strawberry. Doesn't even have to move. 2 out. For Alfredo Griffin, Alfredo is 0 for 2. High fly ball to right, but playable. Stretch time, 3-1 Dodgers. It'll be Hernandez, Strawberry, McReynolds to face Leary here in the 7th. Keith is 0 for 2. He is grounded into a double play. Leary starts the inning. Strike 3. He chased an 0-2 fastball, and that's Leary's 3rd. You're welcome, Jamie. Here's Strawberry. He's 0 for 2 with a K. There's in all 4 of his games, there's all sorts of helpful information if you just move the mouse around. Ball 4, Strawberry walks for McReynolds, who homered in the 2nd. He and Jeffries have the 2 hits. Strawberry trying to shake things up. Let's see what Leary does with him. He goes to first, which is why I did not try to steal, and Darrell's back. And now Strawberry's going to go. Leary deals. There goes Strawberry to throw down the sacks, and Darrell has his 27th steal of the year. So the Mets move a runner into scoring position for McReynolds in a 1-strike count. Ball 4. So the tying run is on for Howard Johnson. Hojo is 0 for 2. Leary still pitching well. If he gets the win, he goes to 13-9. Pitch to Hojo. There's a little looper in the right. That's going to drop in front of Hatcher, who's a 5-9 out there. Strawberry will hold at 3rd. And the Mets have loaded the bases in 1 out. 4. Gary Carter. Mickey Hatcher should have had it. He is much more of a pinch hitter as opposed to a fielder, although his 5 range is average. And his arm is good. But he is surprised he was never a big league manager. He was a spark plug type player. Gary Carter, by the way, is 0 for 2. It is Hojo on first, McReynolds on second, Strawberry on third. Dodgers hanging on to a 3-1 lead here in the 7th inning. Pitch from Leary. Gets away from Socha, and everybody moves up 90. Damn, it's a passed ball. He went with a 1-0 fastball that didn't miss by much. I'm not sure if Socha was looking for a changeup or what. So now the tying run is on 3rd, and the go-ahead run is Howard Johnson here in the 7th, and he's on 2nd. Pitch to Carter. Struck him out. Oh, that was big. Leary got him to chase a 2-2 fastball. And there's 2 out for Kevin Elster. Can I pinch hit? So who can hit a righty besides Mackie Sasser? It'll be Dave Magadan, who's going to pinch hit for Elster here. Magadan is a pinch hitter at 286. Overall, 258, no homers, and 29 RBI. A single gives the Mets the lead. Leary deals. Magadan hits a hard ground ball to Stubbs. Franklin's there to the bag, and that'll do it for the Mets. They make it interesting. 1 run on a hit and no errors. They've left on 3, and after 7, it's the Dodgers 3, the Mets 2. Keith Miller over from the Phillies goes into the ball game at short. He is a 3. Darling to face Leary, maybe Sachs and Socha. He has only thrown 89 pitches through 7. Tim is 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Stays in the game. Fly ball to left. McReynolds over in the corner. Parts the seas and makes the catch, 1 out. for Sachs, who's 1 for 3 with a single. So Darling, 27 batters, 7 1/3 innings, 94 pitches, 5 hits, but 2 of them have left the yard, Scioscia and Gibson, and he has struck out 3. He's on the wrong end of a 3-2 ball game. In the right center for a base hit. So Sachs has a single. And here's Scioscia, who homered his last time up. He now has 4 on the year and has driven in 40. Throw to Hernandez, and Sachs is back. Now they're going to pitch out. There goes Sachs. Carter throws down to Miller, and Steve is out. So not sure how much life is in Gary Carter's arm, but it worked there, and there's 2 out. And a 1-ball count to Scioscia. Now, I've been told, and I believe this, and it was one of you guys that told me, that if I go pitch by pitch, it works against the computer understanding when pitchers are fatigued. So I don't want to do that. Scioscia, ground ball to Jeffries, behind the bag, over to Hernandez, and that'll take care of business in the 8th. Dave Anderson comes into play 3rd for the Dodgers. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2 LA. And Anderson is a 6 out there. And he will bat in the 7 hole. So Ron Darling's day is done. Lenny Dykstra, as a pinch hitter, is hitting .333. Overall, he's hitting .282, 8 homers, and 48 RBI. Leary, 6 outs away from a big win. Ground ball to Sachs. Steve has to wait for it. Over to Stubbs, 1 out. For Mookie Wilson, who's 0 for 3 with the K. Leary, 27 batters, 107 pitches, 7 1/3, 3 hits. The home run for McReynolds in the 2nd. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. Ground ball to Stubbs. Over to Leary, 2 out. For Greg Jeffries, who's 1 for 3. Greg has a single. Fly ball, right field. Hatcher will wait for it, make the catch, and that'll do. We go to the 9th here at Shea. No runs, no hits, no errors. Dodgers 3, Mets 2. And so we're not going to... Do we use Myers? Not using Coney. So it's a double switch. Dykstra stays in the game. He's a 4 and a 3 in center. Terry Leach comes on to pitch the 9th. He's 34 years old. 6-2 on the replay. 3.26 ERA. 44th appearance. He is a submarine pitcher. Fastball at 84 and a ground ball pitcher. Last went on the 30th against the Padres in a 5-2 loss. He went 2 innings and just threw 19 pitches. 58 innings, 68 hits, 26 runs, 21 earned, a home run, 19 walks, and 33 strikeouts. It'll be Gibson, Hatcher, and Shelby here in the 9th. For the Dodgers, Kirk is 2 for 3. He homered in the 6th. Ground ball to Miller. And I suppose it's Miller time, 6-3 on the putout, 1 away. So here's Mickey Hatcher. He's 0 for 1. Came in as a pinch hitter. And then stayed in the game and right. And Mike Marshall? No. Hatcher draws the walk. When you're hitting .401 in the outcome box, guess what? You are not getting pinch hit for. So you might get pinch run for. Here's John Shelby. John is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Dodgers have an insurance run on first, 1 out. They don't pinch run, and Shelby draws the walk. First and second now. A 3-1 fastball missed high, and here's Franklin Stubbs. Franklin is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So Hatcher on second, Shelby on first, and with Hernandez, Strawberry, and McReynolds due up for the Mets, the Dodgers would love a run right here. Stubbs hits a ground ball to lead. She goes to Hojo to get Hatcher at third. How about that? So they get the lead runner. You know what? I don't ever really see the computer ever pinch running. So now the Dodgers have speed on the bases, but there's 2 out for Dave Anderson, who comes in at 244, a homer and 21 RBI. Leach deals. There's a ground ball to Hernandez. Keith takes it to the bag, and that will take care of the Dodgers. They get no runs on no hits. Alejandro Pena will try to close this out for L.A. Bottom of the ninth, 3-2 Dodgers. So Alejandro Pena has made 14 saves and 19 tries. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a pinch runner. They're much more aggressive on the bases. I don't think the computer looks to see the logic of when to pinch hit. I mean, you look in the outcome box and the guy's got a 400 batting average. What are you even thinking that for? Pena is 8-4 with a 2.25 ERA. I don't know if we lost John a couple hours ago or what. He's pretty good at that sort of thing. Pena is 29, fastball at 92. He last pitched up in Montreal on the 31st. In fact, he got the save in the 3-2 win. He went 1 inning and threw 15 pitches. That's a textbook inning. A walk and a strikeout. 72 innings for Pena, 61 hits, 22 runs, 18 earned, 3 homers. He has walked 20 and struck out 63. The game will hit and run now, but I've yet to see really a pinch runner. Keith Hernandez is 0 for 3. He has grunted into a double play and struck out. Mets need 1 to tie and 2 to win. Left field, Gibson. 1 out. For Darryl Strawberry, who is 0 for 2, he has scored, walked, struck out, and stolen a base. Next Action PC baseball project is, I don't know why I keep calling you Andrew. Gus playing the 81 season as if it never had a strike. Swedish Jeff is doing that in APA. You can always put in the real schedule. So much pitching in 81. Pitch to Strawberry. There's a slow chopper over the mound. Griffin on the grass throws to first, and Strawberry's out. So last chance saloon is McReynolds, who's already homered once in this game. That was in the second. Ah, that's what you're doing. Thank you. So last chance for the Mets. 3 runs, 6 hits, an error for the Dodgers. And Pena 1 out away from his 15th save. Fly ball left field. That's well hit. Back goes Gibson. Tie game. Kevin McReynolds, a 2-out home run, has given the Mets a 3-3 tie. It's his second home run of the ball game, and you may get a happy recap yet. Pena was 1 out away, and he's now blown his 6th save of the year. McReynolds just clapped his hands and pumped his fist all the way around the bases. And all Tommy did in the Dodger dugout was chuck down his Slim Fast and opened up a Coke. So here's Howard Johnson. He is 1 for 3 with a single. Would you believe that? A 2-out home run. to tie the ball game. So Pena on this 59-degree night in Queens, with the wind blowing out the center. They heard that one over at Louis Armstrong at the Open, just over the other way, as this is the middle weekend of the U.S. Open tennis tournament. John McEnroe was having a conniption fit and got interrupted by the crowd going nuts here at Shea. Pitch to Hojo, ground ball to Stubbs, and just in case 2 games wasn't enough, you're about to get some free baseball. After 9, Mets get a home run from Kevin McReynolds. That's a hit, and it's the Dodgers 3, the Mets 3. So Leach gets another inning. It'll be Griffin, Pena's spot, and Sachs here in the 10th. Just in case you thought an hour and 56 minutes of me wasn't enough. Alfredo is 0 for 3. Up the box, here's Miller. Over to Hernandez, and Griffin is safe on an infield hit. So the go-ahead run is on. And it'll be Chris Gwynn, Tony's brother, to pinch hit. Gwynn, this be his major league debut? We are in September. 2 for 11 in 88. A 182 batting average. He's not going to bunt here. Griffin on first. He's the go-ahead run. Nobody out, top of the 10th. Struck him out. Leach got him to chase a 2-2 curveball. So 1 out for Sachs, who is 2 for 4. Steve is singled twice. Little ground ball to Miller. He'll go to Jeffries for 1. Sachs will reach, but there's 2 out. For Mike Scioscia, who homered earlier in the ballgame, it'll be Carter, Miller, and Dykstra in the bottom of the 10th, and a pinch hitter if needed. Scioscia hit his 4th earlier in the ballgame. Drove in his 40th, scored his 33rd run, and struck out. Gets away from Carter, and Sachs moves up 90. So Leach, at the end of his rope, it was a pass ball. It was a fastball that missed upstairs, and Carter couldn't get a glove on it. My word. Pitch to Scioscia. Base hit right center. Scioscia has a double. The Dodgers lead it 4-3. And Davey Johnson goes to get Terry Leach. Oh, what do you do here? Roger McDowell coming in. We got a pitching change. This game coming in from Shea Stadium in Queens. So McDowell's job is to get 1 out. He is 28 years old. He is 8-7. He has thrown 56 times so far in this replay. He's got a 3.21 ERA. He is a fastball pitcher at 87 and an extreme ground ball pitcher. He hasn't gone since the 29. In a 2-1 win over San Diego, he got 6 outs. He went 2 innings. He threw 19 pitches and struck out a man to pick up his 8th win of the year. Overall, 61 2/3, 61 hits, 31 runs, 22 earned. That home run, by the way, came back in August against the Pirates. He walked 25 and has struck out 26. Dodgers 4, Mets 3, and here is Kirk Gibson. Gibby has singled, and it was his home run in the 6th that gave them a 3-2 lead. Pitch to Gibby, fly ball, right field, back goes Strawberry, and it is gone! Kirk Gibson is homered again. And the Dodgers go up 6-3. His second of the ball game, his 25th of the year, and he don't want to hear any more about Eric Davis and MVPs. It's not signed, sealed, and delivered yet, but it's close. That's how you win them. That was like McReynolds' shot in the first. It wasn't quite sure where that was going to go. It hooked around the pole, and it was fair. So here's Hatcher. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And no, I'm not pinch hitting Mike Marshall. What the heck? Line drive to left. McReynolds will make the catch. And if you wanted Marshall to play, you put him in. And so now the Mets have to get 3 runs off of old friend Jesse Orosco. Not my old friend. Orosco is 31, throws a slider at 91, and is a ground ball pitcher. He's making his 42nd appearance. He's 0-4 with 11 saves, as the Dodgers pretty much have a committee for their pen. He's made 11 of 13 saves. He last pitched in Montreal on the 30th in a 4-3 win and picked up the save. He went 1 inning, 13 pitches, and struck out a man. 43 innings, 33 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned. 2 homers. He's walked 27 and struck out 33. It'll be Carter, Miller, Dykstra, and if the band plays on, a pinch hitter for McDowell. Mets need 3 to tie and 4 to give RJL a happy recap. Gary is 0 for 3. He has struck out once. Fly ball left field. Gibson, 1 out. For Keith Miller, who's hitting .239, he does have 2 triples since coming over from the Phils, and has driven in 4. Chopper down to Orosco, first base side of the rubber, over to Stubbs. Last chance saloon out for the Mets. So here's Dykstra. He's 0 for 1. Dodger fans smiling as they get up out of their seats. Orosco deals. Fly ball, right field. Hatcher by the fans. Makes the catch and the Dodgers win. So how about that? Kirk Gibson, 2 homers, 3 RBI. And the Dodgers, in 3 hours flat, win it 6-3. They go to 75 and 58. Six runs, 9 hits, an error, and they left on 4. The Mets fall to 80 and 53. 3 runs, 4 hits, and they left on 3. Kirk Gibson going to be your digital dice MVP. Tim Leary, 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. The homer to McReynolds, who who hit 2 solo homers on this one, including the one in the 9th to tie it. He walked 2 and struck out 4. Pena blew the save and got the win. 1 inning, the homer to McReynolds. And then Jesse Orosco, and don't you wish the Red Sox had players like that moment, picks up his 12th save, goes a clean inning. Darling, 8 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Gibson and Socha took him deep, and he struck out 3. Leach, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits. Both the runs are earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. And McDowell gave up the winning home run to Kirk Gibson. So, the Dodgers cut the Reds' lead to 2.5. Let's get in the rest of this Friday night in baseball for you before we call it a stream. So here we go at Wrigley. Dodgers gain no ground. The Reds beat the Cubs up at Wrigley 9-3. Tom Browning, 18-8. Pico goes to 4-5, and Winningham goes 2 for 3 with a stolen base. Toronto beats Texas 5-3. Dave Steve goes to 16-2. May 0-1. Tom Henke picks up his 30th save. Montreal beats the Giants 5-3. Bryn Smith 9-10. I believe it's Joe Price goes to 5-3, and Hesketh picks up his second save. Padres pound out 17 hits. They beat the Phillies 9-7. Jones 9-9. Don Carmen all by himself at 5-11. Dickie Thawden 3-for-4 with a triple. Atlanta beats Pittsburgh 3-1. Tom Glavine 7-13. Bob Watt 9-13. James 2-for-3, a double and a stolen base. Brewers beat the Tigers 7-2. Wegman 11-9. Good grocery store too. Frank Tanana 13-10. Jeffrey Leonard 3-for-5, his 7th with 2 doubles. The Indians with behind Ron Nichols going the distance and 5 strikeouts beats the White Sox 5-0. He goes to 2-1, and Jerry Royce, photographer extraordinaire, not making that up. He took some great ballpark pictures. He's 9-9. Those get posted on Facebook, by the way. Allenson 3-for-4 with the double. Astros beat the Cardinals 6-2. Danny Darwin 8-10. Joe McGrain 8-7. Kevin Bass 3-for-4, a double and 2 stolen bases. Royals pound out 19 hits in their win over Minnesota. Yankees beat Oakland 10-2. So the Twins still have a 7.5 game gap there. Tommy John 11-9. Kurt Young 9-7. And Dave Winfield 3-for-4 with a double. Would you believe the Angels beat the Red Sox 2-1? Chuck Finley 9-9. Bruce Hurst 14-10. The Tigers must have been rained out. Tony Armas 3-for-3. Of course he went 3-for-3. Hits his 14th, drives in 2. Seattle beats Baltimore 7-5. Mike Moore 13-10. Doug Sisk 3-6. And Eddie Murray is 21st, 2-for-4 with 3 RBI. Well, we have Kansas City, Minnesota penciled in. Actually, it was supposed to be a doubleheader. I'll take the Twins off the board. We'll give you Dwight Gooden versus John Tudor. How's that? Now, that's Monday's game. Tuesday is the holiday doubleheader. Mets and Pirates, I'm going to take off the board. I want to take a National League game. It will give you the Reds and Houston. So Toronto and Detroit, Reds and Houston is the holiday doubleheader. That's Tuesday. And then Thursday, Toronto and Detroit, because that is a big series of ball games from Detroit. So when we get back with you, so here we go. On Monday, it's the Mets and the Dodgers. John Tudor, Dwight Gooden from Shea. And we'll keep an eye on Kansas City, Minnesota. Tuesday is the holiday doubleheader, 11:30 Eastern. Toronto and Detroit, followed by Cincinnati and Houston. And then Thursday, Toronto and Detroit. And so that'll do it. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for hanging with us for the last 2.5 hours or so. We'll see you over the weekend. We're hoping to get me in on Dave's channel as he is in Canton. So hopefully he has a safe trip, and we'll talk to you soon. So long, everybody.